kia ora tātou katoa te Dr Kuki Airani e akarongorongo mai nei, mā taki mai nei I te tuanga komokoma anga nā mātou ki te mitu wai nei a mama Pepe Sinclair, pera katoa te tate I Louisa Sinclair. Nōrunga I te maki e ki te nei tātou I te tuatau ko ioki ko te maki manako. Nara, I mua ka tātou ka kaere mama tua, ka oro ngātou ki a mama Pepe, arawe mai ko I a koro me kātika.
Ok, Tauraki. Ki rāna tātou kātou tua e karongonong mai nei te iaia, o tōku ingoa ko Pepe. Ni ko pio tōku maiden name. Ko tākutu mai nei ko tōna ingoa ko Louisa Sinclair Sinclair. Anganga nai o kurutu I te service ko whareola no te mental health services. For retired 2 years now. Tākutu mai nei te anganga nei e kurutu e GP ai anganga nei ki kua te istamaki hao ti otara, wa shift mara o ki aia ki puke koe nei. Thank you, no te akarongo mai.
Me take mata I te mama Pepe. Ide, ai te koro tātou kurutu I te uwi anga. Dr Louisa, thank you for joining us. Can you just give a little bit of background about yourself, please?
So I'm very proud of my mother. She's very famous in the mental health world. She was working in mental health as a nurse, a registered nurse, Pacifica, Cook Island specific. And she was doing that for 30 years. So it's amazing. So she led me to my pathway. When I first started in medicine, I became a natural medical practitioner. I'm a naturopath, herbalist, nutritionist by trade. And that is after her mother, who was a taonga. Then I realized when I was practicing that there was an imbalance between the way that we like to use natural medicines and going to the GP. So I wanted to build a bridge between the two, and I became a GP also. So my specialty is working in chronic illness like diabetes, heart disease, the gout, and mental health.
Me take e tāte. Mama Pepe, akamara mo poto o me koe, e ati nurungo ki te maki te mental health, e karongo ia koe te akamara mai e ati maki.
Ai, ko te maki e maki manako. Ko te raki tō tātou manako e tō tātou wairua. Ka affecti o ki tō tātou oranga me tupu te ia maki manako ki nunga e tātou.
I tō mata isi eri anga mai na koe I rutu I ti anga e mata tāu tō tātou I Dr Kuki Airani I tomo mai na nāro koe I tia tūmaki.
Ai, tō tātou ronga maki e te akamatanga o te anga kurutu I te arimaki maki manako te mental health services. Kāre o ki tātou Kuki Airani o te Samoa o te Pacific Island. Ka tātou I anga nei kurutu I te au o te rakare o ki tātou I Marama. E atikai I maki mental health o kera. I maki manako o kera. Ka affecti o ki tō tātou manako. Ea, me kāre koe e maki ia, me taki o koe me a koe, me a koe, me a Louisa, me taki tō tātou oranga. Me tupu te e maki manako ki a tātou, kāre o ki tātou e marama e a tātou e rawe nei. No tēnā te chemical imbalances, I roto I tō tātou roro o kiare, tō tātou upoko. O reira te ia kāre o ki e tātou e me tupu o kiara. Me tauturu I a tātou me aere tātou ke treaty I a te ia maki no tātou, ka me taki tātou. Ka I tātou.
Dr. Louisa, what are the signs? What signs should we expect to see? If someone is suffering or someone is starting to with mental illness.
So that's a really good question, and I think we need to go with open eyes into our families and realize that mental health can be as subtle as someone being grumpier or more irritable than they usually are. Or, they're not wanting to participate in the family functions. They want to stay in their room and sleep a lot. They might eat to self-medicate, A lot of people try their best with the tools that they know of to overcome the distress and the dis-ease of mental unwellness. So what we need to do is encourage people to look out for the subtle signs. It doesn't mean you have to be sad, crying all the time, or, needing severe help through the hospital or the doctors. It can be as simple as us watching at home someone who seems to be more sad than usual, seems to be, isolating themselves, seems to not want to participate in everyday living, and people try and self-medicate, maybe with violence in the home, maybe with the drinking too much, maybe with taking the drugs, maybe, playing video games a lot, trying to distract their mind and make themselves feel better. A lot of the kids nowadays are also starting to cut. So they cause pain to themselves by using something like a scissor to cut their arm. And that's another way of self-medicating, just trying to make themselves feel better and get away from the pain that's in their head.
Mama Pepe, te wakairo popinga roa tu mata te wakairo o marama we marama me tate. Inara me akar tato akar potota te wakairo popinga roa tu ki akar tato no te aronga magimana kotora.
Me o tato kera me ki te tato ko tieni o ki tō rātou tū, te rā behavior. Me te rā o ki o tātātou anau o kera, te māpū. E aere na rātou tamataora te aere rātou ka tūtua rātou ki te family, ka aere mai rātou, ka join mai e tātou. Me kite o ki koe ka noo rātou ki roto i tō rātou pia. Aere mai ki o. Ke roa rā o ki te taimea, kare rātou e monitake. Te rā ka aere o ki rātou i te pō, ka tū rātou ki ronga, aere rātou i te aere, te rā o ki agitated o ki rātou, irritable, ka rātou e settle o ki ara, ka rātou e noo o ki ara, me e tātou ni ka noo ki tātou o ki ara, ka tūtua tātou. Ka aere mai rātou, ka noo o ki kone i tātou, ka tū ka aere. Ka rea roa o ki mai, noo ki kone i tātou, e ko tū ko aere. Tai me ka rātou i nangoroi te kaikai. Ka moe ua rātou i tō rātou pia. Wana rātou i tō rātou e friend, ka rātou i nangoroi te aere mai te friend ki atoro mai rātou. Me kāre ka rātou i nangoroi te atoro i tō rātou au tai ake. No te rāo ki te kua tūke o ki tō rātou tū, te kamatanga o ki te tupu mai ara te rā manako. Te rā manako, te maki manako ki rātou. O te tū o ki te ka rawi o ki te aronga. Me te rā rawi te aronga pakari. E karangai o ki te depression.
Yeah.
Ka re o rātou, ka māwiwi o ki tō rātou ko. Ka re e marurui te rawi te anganga. Ko pai o ki rātou, ka e rātou ki roto i te rātou aurumo ki rātou i nangaroi te tamataura. Te aere mai te kaikai. Ui atu koe e matipuinga koe. E nango koe te kaikai. Ka mamare kāre. Ka rātou i nango i te rawi tiri rāu mea.
I taka me te kino te nā mana maanga. Doctor, when you see these signs, what's the best way to respond? What's the best way if you want to do something about it? What's the best way?
Talk, talk, talk. Don't be afraid to ask someone, hey, what's wrong? I noticed that you're sleeping more. I noticed that you don't want to come out. We're here. Tell me what's happening.
Mama Pepe, mana ko to ono ngai dara.
Mitana ogia kiti mai ni ogiara. Kita ogiara kai naro ka mana ko kita to e kope. Are naro te tau turuanga. No re ka tutu o kita. Kai ro ka wi ko Pepe e nei ko e ako gari e mai e kunai ogiara kunai the family ogiara ya tutu atato. O tiri rao mea e tupua o ki mana ko kare ina ngaro. Ngā ike te mana e reara. Ta i mātaro o ki te ia e tupu nei rito i tō rātou mana ko o ki ara. A rātou e concentrate o ki tā au e tūtuara. O re ka wiwi e tūtua ko ki rātou. Ki te mai, te ia e tupu nei ki runga i a koe. E au ki a te tūtua o ki ara. E au ki tā e tātou e karanga o ki ara e kōpe, aru koe ina ora i te ere mai e tauturu. Ka maru i rei tātou i rātou ki a ere mai. Ka reira o ki e ki te tātou e maki tō te eia, e kāre i te maki.
So, Doctor, the other one I was going to ask you is, this is you looking at other people, how they show the symptoms. How about in yourself? How do you recognize that you're undergoing depression or mental health yourself? Is there a way?
Yes. For myself, if I feel kare o kia ui nangaro i te kai o kia ra. Kare au i nangaro i te tūtua ki te tangata o kia ra. Nangaro o kia ui e uri toku tua kia the family o kia. Me te rā kāriri o kia me aere mai rātou ki te tōpia. Karanga we tapi i te pia Eric Val. O te rā o kia ra, kāre o kia wina oro ki te family o kia ra i te tūtua ki rātou. No re, te me o kia ra, mātaroa te teitai me i tau o kia ra ka me aruka ka me mātai te manako aruko e moe. Me maki e rā koe, ka re te rā e mutu, ka aere ua i te tō manako o kia ra. Me te rā kia, e tutu o ki tātou, e a koe te moe, e a pau te teru rā, te wiki. E a te anga i reira, ka re te ia tangatai, o ka re au e meitaki ana. No re kāwi koe, e a te ia tupune, te pe e nei koe.
Okay. Anything to add, Doc?
Yeah. So there's lots of resources on the internet. There's questionnaires that you can answer, and I'm going to leave those with you so people can look back on this. But it can be things like worrying too much, not knowing why you're anxious, you're worried, you're on edge all the time. It can be feeling down, hopeless, feeling that you're a failure to your family, feeling that things are worrying you in the future, or you can't stop thinking about things in the past. It doesn't have to be so bad that you're right down and not coping with everyday life. But some people do struggle with going to work every day. They're not keeping their jobs. They're finding that their work is becoming more and more difficult. Sleep, knowing if you're sleeping too much or not sleeping enough, eating too much or not eating enough. Other people noticing that your behavior has changed, and people are saying to you, hey, that was you're a bit angry there, or, you're drinking too much, or something like that. They're trying to help. Knowing those subtle cues is a good thing.
Inari re te me re e mama te ka era o te ui nei rātou e ara ka tau kume te maki manako I te tuato e Airani I te maki COVID-19 o kia. E tātou ka tui e maki manako e ta opa uanga ki tere.
Ko te ia maki, ko te COVID, no te rau ka tātou e ki te atu I te akamataanga mai te tunguanga. Ko te COVID, ko te ia maki COVID, e maki ka piri ia me te rai tangata maki tētai. Ko tū ia te rā. Kāre o koe ki te ko tū ia te rā tangata. I te maki. Me no o koe ki te pai ka tūtua. Me ia tātou uku kāren nei, me te Pacific Island. Me arawe koe te taiake, me arawe koe te wheme, ka tātou mo oki koe. Ka naro koe ki ongi koe I te rā, I te family. Kāre oki tātou ki te e maki tō te ia, I nau te COVID, kua tū ia te ia tangata I te COVID o kiara. Ka e tātou ka ongi ka tūtua rā tātou o te rā, a kaia e te rā, wawari. Mai o kia. Ka piri mai o ki ngoi ki, ia koe ka rā o koe ki te rā, ka inhale o ki koe ki roto ia. Te reira te tupua, ka tū ia koe te reira maki.
Okay. Doctor, I was just asking, you know, now that the pandemic is going, you know, how does that contribute to mental health?
I'm seeing a lot of mental health in my everyday work at the moment. People are finding it hard being stuck inside. They're finding it hard relating with their partner because usually they don't spend so much time. Finding it hard to be the school teacher, be the cook, be the cleaner, be the shoulder that everyone needs to lean on. For the young ones, the social media, there's a lot of bullying and hate on the media, and that causes a lot of depression, anxiety, and problems with your wairoa. So COVID can enhance the things that might have been grumbling there and without being sort of noticed so much because you've got things distracting you. So it's really important, like Mama was saying, we've got to talk, we've got to ask, we've got to say, hey, I'm struggling. You're struggling, how can I help you? You know, it's a misconception that you shouldn't talk about this. The best thing for mental well-being is to talk. The more you talk, the more help that comes. If you're a young one and you go and ask for help from someone and you don't get the response that you thought you would, ask someone else. Get the help. If you don't trust the information that you're being given, go find someone else to ask. And there's lots of free helpline numbers. There's lots of free counseling. There's a lot of simple information through videos. Because us Pacifica, we learn better by watching a video or doing, you know, a questionnaire on the computer. And there's lots of questionnaires, simple questionnaires that we can do to work out if we are depressed, if we are so anxious that it's become a disease. Yeah, there's lots of help that we can give and offer from your home.
Tēnā re stanga te re taka marama ko tia maki manako I te tuata e Airani tia maki o te COVID-19 e tupu mai te re no te mea gare koe mātou te no ki pai ta au koe ne I te haraka tōna te mātou koe ko eri ki te anga. Ar koe mātou I te no ro ki te pai ta au tamariki hariro te au ben ka toa e tuku mai te painga māta ki roto e tō manako tēnā re māta te o ngai tauturu e ka roko mai te tauturu e harama mai te tāte e aere kōtou e kimi te tauturu te vai uara te tauturu. Te ina ki neoa e muria ke te ka tukuna I atu te o ngai te o numero ta kōtou ka roko e te ringi ki muria ke te uri anga manako nā mātou. Ina rea te e mama Pepe ki a koe nā mua e manako openga tō oi te akamaru I tō tātou I tangata nōrunga I te tūrunga ki a te maki manako.
Ia tātou o kia rei i te Pacific Island. Kare tātou e nangaroa ki te akarongo o ki te tamaki me tūtua. So, ko te mea māta, ke akarongo tātou ki te tamariki. E ui tātou ki te tamariki. Te pē e nei koe. E atau angangai rawe ana. E atau kai ana. E take interest o ki tātou i tātou anau. E ui o ki tātou, o te pē e nei koe, atau angangai rawe ana. Take interest. Talk about. Ka ki te reira tamariki te tūtua mai ki a koe ka reo e me te ki ana. Mana tātou, te akarongo ni au te au tūtua e nei rata tōku taringa. O ka te rātou e me te ki roa ana. Ui o ki koe, ka ki te reira tamariki te tūtua mai ki a koe, te akape e nei rātou. E a te e tupu nei o ki tō rātou oranga o ki ara. Me te ki te family o ki ara i tātou mitua. O tātou e ui tātou ki te tamariki. O ki tātou e no oe e karanga o ki tamariki. Aira mai kai o e tukurunga e re te tamai tita. Ui o ki te pe e nei tō rātou oranga. Te aka pe e nei rātou. E a te i e tupuni ki a ki rāu. Ke ki te a ki te tamariki te ko interest o ki tātou i rātou. A tūtua mai rātou. Ka tātou e tamaki ana i rātou. Te inanganu nei tātou ke ki te a te i e tupuni ki runga i rātou. So, i runga o ki i te maki mana o ki ne. Ka tupu mai tira, me te COVID o ki ne. Kāre tamariki, kāre o ki te tamariki, me kāre o te tamapu e ki te roa nei, e aru e a tika i te ia maki ne. E rātou, penei pā ana tau te fever.
Vera, yeah.
Vera, o koe kāre koe e mea o ki ara. Tūke te a maki, e tupu nei o ki pirunga o ki e tātou. Tai meka mana ko koe kua fulu i o koe. Māta e roko ki te tau te e ui o ki koe o tuke o ki. E o ki tātou ina o te kāinga ki a māta roa te whiwa o ki ara e te au maki nei. E tātou e ui ki te tōte o ki. Te tōte i rire ka ki te mai ka te tēnā i te whiwa. E mea kē tēnā. Nō re, e akara o ki tātou metua, e tā tātou ānau me tupu mai. Ka reru, e kina roa te aronga tamariki. O te aronga mamātara, e te aronga pakari. O rātou ka tū me e makituta i tupu mai viruto te kāinga. Ko te aronga pakari tā tātou ka inangaro. Ia ki te tātou e te akape e nei rātou. Tō rātou kai ea, tō rātou inangaro kai e te rātou. That's how we up.
Me take. Tēnai re tanga te maramanga mama Pepe. Te inangaro, o te pinga te ka inangaro e tō o inangaro i tā au tamariki e pera katoa i tō o mutua le tangata. O te inangaro i te akari anga ki a rātou e te akapara nei, te akapea nei koe tō oranga tirire. Me te kama te nā kamaru iru i nā mama Pepe. Just sum up, Dr. Louisa, and advice to our people? Encouragement?
Yeah. Be kind. Be gentle. Be compassionate. You might be having a bad day, but someone might be having an even worse day. Try not to be judgmental. And the most important thing is to talk. And there's plenty of help out there. And if you're struggling, go see your doctor. They will start your journey, your pathways to someone that can help you. With the COVID, the most important thing that we can do, the most protective thing that we can do for ourselves and our family is to wash your hands. Wash, wash, wash. The second thing, if you can, put a face covering on and smile.
Yeah. Tēnā re it's not that the Ahamaru Yanga na te Milikmari Micho Wayne Mama Pepe Sinclair, Beragato de Todd Louisa Sinclair, no Toguro Tuanto, the Armate Kumokumoki to Tau Eastern. Not it to a total Tato Kato, no, Akite.
Akite.